So Ana Kasparian is no longer 4 years old. She is all grown up. She is a pretty princess who has discovered that stay away from my castle.
I have to say, out of common decency, we can't speculate on Ana Kasparian's age.
I wasn't. I was speculating on her wealth. She's at a point now where if something's happening, that's fantastic. What do you mean it's on my lawn? Get it the hell away from me. That is her entire worldview.
Yes, Anna the NIMBY.
Yeah, but it's all not NIMBY as in like, I don't want some more construction. She's happy to see another swimming pool be put in. But she's not happy to see any of those damn left-wingers and their stupid ideas.
Very based.
Leave it at work, is her opinion. Don't bring it back to my place.
Oh, I agree with her.
I suppose we'll enjoy this, because previously she, of course, got discovered as anti-left because she was like, I don't like crime in my neighbourhood. It should be in other people's neighbourhood, which is the left-wing position.
Not punishing people causes more crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, Anna.
We'll just promote Frank Dicotter's The Tragedy of Liberation real quick on lotuses.com, because, of course, they also discovered that crime is pretty fun.
I mean, there was a reason they were literally called communist bandits.
Yeah. But going to Anna, because she had some of them at her doorstep, seemingly, she did a segment whining about how...
We've been promoting communist bandits for the last 10 years, and suddenly I'm getting stuff stolen from me.
Yeah, we promoted the idea that everyone who was committing crime was actually oppressed by the prison system and jails and laws and stuff. And now all these people are being let out for some reason because, I don't know, the people in charge watched the Young Turks and went, that's a good idea.
I remember this, yeah. Because it was a guy who, didn't he punch a woman in the face in the street?
It was a lot more than that. She just lists like multiple individuals who are being let out. Murderers, in fact, was the main one.
But I'm sure there was this one clip that triggered her off on this.
Yeah.
Because the guy had been in jail like 40 times and he was just let out, and then he walked up to some Chinese woman and just lamped her in the street. And it's like, even Anna's like, well, hang on a second. Is that a consequence of social oppression?
Well, he is a black man in this America.
Yeah.
But if we go forward, you can see the average response.
Stop Asian hate.
This was the average response on Twitter to Anna saying, I don't like crime, which was, it's fascinating how Ana Kasparian is far-right, tough-on-crime lunatic, and uses her platform on the Young Turks to constantly promote that far-right garbage and no one calls it out.
What? I mean, it's been a few years since I've watched any of the Young Turks, I have to admit.
I'll be honest, this squirrel account, I don't know how it's stuck around so long with this absolute...
It is a parody account, though, right?
No.
Come on.
It's legit. I think it's legit. It's hard to tell. Left-wing stuff is just so weird.
But
she goes on a big old rant.
Do you have to be to call the Young Turks far right?
I mean, she goes on a big old rant trying to justify it, but literally the argument is just, well, how should criminals go to jail? What are you, a Nazi? And so I'm not going
to... Again, really, really doing amazing recruitment for the Nazi party there. I think criminals should go to jail. Welcome to the Nazi party.
For our party.
Yeah,
Do you like American flags? That's the Nazi party for you.
Lower taxes.
Do you think all the MS-13 gang members should be gotten rid of? It's the Nazi party. Just keeps getting more popular. Do you think you should have the right to own guns and rise up against the government? If maybe
average Nazi.
No, I was going to go somewhere I really shouldn't, because it would be too much satire for the internet to understand. But we'll go forward, because she was actually in this clip. This one's talking about murderers.
Yes,
she was talking about a guy who was doing time for murder.
Yep,
and a bunch of other guys who were doing time for murder.
Totally valid arguments.
Yeah, and they're doing their time. They're having little shower disputes in the prison.
As they do.
Trading Macs as they play poker. And then all of a sudden, local Californian politician Mr. Newsom came down from upon the hill and said, "You're all free, my sons. Go out and murder." And they did, went back in the jails. And then everyone went, that's a bit dumb, including Anna.
Gavin Newsom said, how did that happen?
Yeah. She also had some other disgusting ideas, such as maybe having loads of homeless camps is a bad idea. Because what you're going to attract is not people who have just, missed their rent and end up homeless and it's a family and, boy, can we help them? No, instead is beggars. It is drugged up beggars.
Yeah, it is awful.
And it's not good. I mean, she can see here this person's mad because she's describing it as a place full of crime and an open-air drug market.
Yeah. Because
there's a lot of people selling and doing drugs.
Because that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many people who go to Los Angeles at this point. There's actually a subsection of like travel vloggers.
Yes.
There's people who go now to California, to LA, specifically like you would go to, I don't know, like North Korea to show off. They go to LA to show off. Oh God, look at all the progressivism and the crime and homelessness. It's amazing how these two go hand in hand.
Post-apocalyptic travel vloggers.
Yes.
Right.
LA's now on the list, boys. She also came out of the trans box a while back and said, hang on a minute, this doesn't make sense. Quote here, if being referred to as a biological woman in the context of healthcare is offensive to trans men, why is it somehow less offensive to refer to them by mentioning body parts that belong to biological women? How is a person with a uterus better?
Great question, Anna.
Tick, 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 the cogs turned. And all of a sudden, Anna went, hang on a minute, I'm not a birthing person.
Wait a minute, I'm a TERF.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is right.
You know, the next one here, Posey Parker, picked up on that. We've been over the examples, and they are good fun. The average response to this one is the next tweet, which I can't remember what it was. Yeah, there we are. What are you, PragerU?
That's good. The young TERFs. That's good.
It's, leftists not happy because McQueen has decided to be like, I like my castle.
But also, in no way is Anna being unreasonable.
No.
That's the funniest thing for me. It's like Anna's like, okay, so I may have spent the last decade being a complete shrieking insane person, but I've reached a point where actually I think maybe
I have millions of dollars and I'd like to keep them.
Well, it's not even that. It's like I genuinely think she's on her intellectual journey, like we all are. And she's got to the point where it's like, right, okay, all of that nonsense, fine. But is it really true that women have penises?
I don't know, man. I just find it amazing how the intellectual journeys of left-wingers all go the same way.
Well, how far detached from reality can they get before they're like, no, okay, something exists?
Well, bank account goes up and they all become libertarians. It's amazing how every single one of them seems to do this.
Apart from Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen?
You remember when he got his car broken into?
He's too busy playing the ethnic game.
Yeah, sure. But like, well, one of his fellow actors was like, oh, my car's been broken into for like the third time this week. And he's like, it happens all the time. Don't be attached to material goods. I'm a multi-millionaire.
It's just Hassan and his 5 bathrooms. It's just, I'm sorry, but it's too constant. Too constant. I really kind of wish one American left-winger would use that money to, do the thing they always wanted to do, which was start a revolution. But they won't for some reason. So
weirdly, once they're at the top of the pyramid, they don't want to overthrow the pyramid.
Yeah, they're not like the Tibetans who are sitting around getting CIA money to overthrow the Chinese government and start their theocratic ethno-state. That's actually the goal of the Dalai Lama, if you didn't know. It's really funny.
Interesting how they're not on the FBI watch list either.
No, because they're not a threat. But now she's done some more, which is she clashed with the Buffalo horsecock lover on the show. This is the member-only show, the Young Turks.
Oh, the Cenk, right?
Yeah, Cenk Uygur. Who do you think I meant?
I don't know.
Anyway,
that description fits a fair few leftists.
It's good fun. Few minutes. I thought we'd enjoy the whole thing because it is gold. So let's just play it and have fun.
The way that it happens is, I know that in California, at least, with the phasing out of gas-powered cars, and they'll probably do the same thing with gas stoves, is they just ban the sale of any new gas-powered cars or any new gas stoves. And so the technology that you have in your home, the gas stove that you have in your home, if it breaks, not only are you not able to buy a new one, but it gets increasingly more difficult to just repair it. You get what I'm saying? And so I get it,
but that's a bump. That's the normal bumps in the road as you transition to things.
I know, but Cenk, don't minimize the financial burdens associated with these things, okay?
No, I'm not.
Because I am literally freaking the out about the charging station thing. I'm like, it's gonna cost. We're gonna take out a massive loan to pay for it. We're not getting any help from the government on that.
Did you guys ask? Is there any tax credits? No, but seriously. Seriously, there's no government help at all to transition
I don't
you guys?
give a about tax credits.
No, I'm saying for the HOA.
Did you ask
there's been no talk of tax credits. I haven't seen anything about tax credits. I should look into it. Maybe there are tax credits, but I don't give a about tax credits because you have to shell out cash. Okay, I want to do something in response to climate change. That is not my issue here. My issue is how we're forced to make all these changes that are a financial burden, a giant inconvenience with little to no help. And the solution from the government in terms of no, you get financial benefits for doing this tax credits. No, I don't want the tax credits. Give me the money. Give me the money, okay? Don't tell me this.
Give me back my money.
I have to buy this, like, some new
Still
thing
taxing me.
because the government's forcing me to do it. And then, like, after I file my taxes, there's a certain portion of that purchase that might be tax deductible. Like, off. I'm so sick of it. It's just like endless pressure. I can't take it.
Yeah, I hear you. And we ask too much of the middle class. We ask too much of the average person.
Oh, the middle class is the most group of people in this country.
No, I hear you on all that. But at some point, we gotta go to electric cars. We don't have a choice. Like, the plant's burning, so we got to go to electric cars. So when California says, "Hey, let's go to electric cars by whatever the number is, 2025, etc."
Being like, you know what, Nazism.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But
yeah, and
but at the same time, now prices are coming down, right?
Okay, but Cenk, let's not minimize the cost of, like, actually charging those cars, right? Because here's the other thing. So Gavin Newsom pushes for and succeeds in passing legislation in California that would ban the sale of electric cars at a certain year. I think it is 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
Gas cars.
Maybe not. Maybe it's 2035. I don't remember the exact year, but eventually, pretty soon, you're no longer going to be able to buy a gas-powered car in California.
Fits better with a clown uniform.
Literally, like, that same month, Gavin Newsom's like, there's a heat wave and our energy grid really can't handle it. And so I'm just gonna ask you guys, if you have electric vehicles, please don't charge them right now. It's just.
No, you can't do that.
I love everything about that.
Yeah,
you might have thought that she's saying all this because she's finally realized the cost to average Americans the green agenda is, because it's not thought out. Instead, it's like Cenk demonstrated. An ideologue who's just like, well, we need electric cars. How do we pay for it? Well, we need them. Yeah. So get out of here. No, she's not worried because of the average American. Instead, the reason she's upset is, if we go to the previous tweet, please, we can see it's because her condo decided to get a charging station and they've got to pay for it. And of course, she's mad because she doesn't have all the money now because she's had to pinch out for charging.
You know what? I think actually that's not so bad, right? Because one of the.
But do you not notice how it's my castle yet again?
Yeah, but that's what my argument's been based on. I don't want to pay that much bloody tax either.
No,
right?
But you're right wing at all times and all places.
Exactly. I'm not the one sitting there going, yeah, but we need to think about, abstract categories of other people because I'm a virtuous person caring about others first. That's always the left wing grift when it comes to ideological persuasion.
And then when she's behind the paywall of the members only chat, my condo.
What? But she's right. Why should she have to pay it?
I also love how she ends off there being like, oh yeah, also electric cars are all kind of BS. Wait, hang on a minute. Remember when he said we should all get electric cars and then we can't charge them because there's not enough electricity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I love how California's collapsing.
Yeah. It's not the only instance either. This is just the newest instance of Ana Kasparian no longer being 4 years old. But the next one here is she admits that she is a smear merchant. And the only reason she was a smear merchant is because she's left wing. Which is... Again, I know. Are you
serious?
Yeah, she found out a fake story from Florida,
right?
And she says she ran with it because of her bias against Ron DeSantis. That's the only reason.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I literally just run fake news, and because of my left wing bias, I shouldn't do that in future. And it's like, well, why'd you
do it in the first place?
Why have you been doing it for years? Let's play.
I want to correct all of those errors that we had previously reported. And I want to be clear that out of everyone who works on the main show, the only person who should be held responsible for that is me. I'm the executive producer of the show, and I screwed up royally. And part of the reason why I screwed up is because I had all these biases, of course, against Ron DeSantis. And I don't really feel bad about that because I think Ron DeSantis has done some pretty terrible things in the state of Florida. But it becomes a problem when that bias blinds you to what the facts of various stories happen to be. And I should have done my due diligence. I failed to do so. And by failing to do so, I feel like I've misled the audience into thinking that Rebecca Jones is some sort of hero. Now, to be fair to myself and to be fair to other independent media sources,
that's easy to be fair to.
If you're not doing your own original reporting, you're relying on the mainstream media narrative a lot of the time. And if they're not doing their due diligence, if they're allowing their personal biases to stand in the way of actual factual reporting, Well, that's unfortunately going to trickle into the way independent news sources cover these types of stories as well. Fact of the matter is, I want to make sure that I correct my errors, I get you guys accurate information, and I avoid helping someone who might be a grifter from fundraising off of our own audience members.
But Black Lives Matter, though.
My God. I mean, that is amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a left-wing zealot. I can't help it. So obviously, I hate Ron DeSantis.
Mainstream media lie to us, and I have to believe it.
And I just didn't do my research.
Because why would I?
Why would I be skeptical about what the New York Times has said?
There's no reason to be. But it turns out that the mainstream media lie to us. I peddle it. I don't do my research. And what happens is the grifters get loads of money out of it. But anyway.
And I believed it all because of my own left-wing biases.
That's only because of this one example of Rebecca over here. But now, for Black Lives Matter's latest martyr, who didn't do nothing and was only stabbing people in self-defense.
We go to them in their mansion.
I'm sorry, but it's...
Yeah.
Like, this is the example she's given. This is ridiculous. It's some lunatic who, as Anina reports here, a loony Florida leftist activist went ultra-viral for posting false claims about her son being kidnapped on the orders of Ron DeSantis.
Oh, yeah, I bet that was true. Yeah.
That's believable.
Yeah.
Her tweets promote a GoFundMe for it because I'm gonna pay the ransom to Ron DeSantis or something, I guess.
I love the idea that Ron DeSantis, just start kidnapping well, not even trans, just left-wing.
No.
Just like, what are you talking about?
He's gone full Taliban. He's like, let's take.
Look, I love this. This is the reality of living in DeSantis' Florida. There is no freedom here, only retaliatory rule by a fascist who wishes to be king.
Yeah, bunch of morons fall for it. Write things about how you should give
Anna's
money.
like, I do hate Ron DeSantis because I'm left-wing.
I mean, I'm sorry, after Black Lives Matter's second round in mainstream American politics, 2016 and 2020, I mean, the idea that you wouldn't be able to...
You would be at least slightly skeptical.
And then Anna, after this one, is like, hang on a minute, maybe the mainstream...
Excuse me, Ron DeSantis' press room. Why did you steal a child?
If you scroll down, we can see the footage as well. Ron didn't steal the child. The mother turned her son into the police because her son was threatening to shoot up a school.
Well, I mean, good for her.
And then she went back home and went, hang on a minute, my son has been stolen from me.
What?
It didn't make any sense. It's just another grift. It's ridiculous.
Anna's like, it is what I wanted to hear, though.
Yeah. But we'll end this off with the average response to these newest revelations, because we've seen the average response in other conditions. The newest response is to just play clips of Anna saying the N-word on repeat. And that'll blacklist her out of the left forever. So... If you don't know...
What are they trying to do? Like, dear right wing, here is your new queen. Here's 3 solid minutes of singing.
I don't really get the strategy. I think it's just to attack theatre.
Yeah, it is obviously, but it's just like really that why that,
Yeah.
Why that?
So back in the days when you were allowed to, say
Swear?
things, and it didn't mean... I mean, like... I'm trying to think. I mean,
it used to be that the left was concerned with free speech and you could say things.
It's not even that. Like, the dialogue in the N-words has just gone insane.
Oh, yeah, it's mental.
Like, it used to be normal in the early days of the internet where everyone was like, yeah, you say the word and it doesn't mean you hate black people, obviously.
No.
Like,
it means you're breaking taboos and making the word less powerful.
Blah, blah, blah. But... No, instead, no, it means if you've ever said it, you want a roundhouse kick? No. Like, it's ridiculous.
Anna, the latest KKK Grand Dragon.
But there you are. Anna is no longer 4 years old. She is 5. She learned that crime bad, left-wingers are grifters. And
Tax is bad?
Yeah, and also the green agenda is not based on fact, but instead ideology. So I look forward to her 6th birthday, when she realises that Black Lives Matter, we're all just thieves. If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as premium articles, this one on reactionary feminism with an audio track for silver and gold tiers. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Getter at lotuseaters_com on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.